Over the past 6 years, BCMC Build has raised over $800,000 in financial contributions and donated time and materials, coordinated over 250 volunteers, and brought together over 300 sponsoring companies and individuals to build 8 homes, helping 8 deserving families. This year, the tradition continues in Milwaukee. BCMC Build, building communities, making connections. Partnering with Operation Finally Home, BCMC will be building 2 homes that will be donated to wounded veterans, 2 individuals who have given so much in service to our country. This year's first recipient is Drew Robleski. Drew enlisted in the United States Army in 2005 and was deployed to the southwest corridor of Baghdad, better known as the Sunni Triangle of Death. During his deployment, he encountered hundreds of IEDs and was wounded several times by explosions. These injuries caused Drew to suffer from intense migraines, seizures, and other medical issues. He was placed on the non-deployable roster and was medically retired from the Army in 2008. He was awarded a Purple Heart and an Army Commendation Medal, as well as 8 other commendations. In 2014, Drew married his wife, Caitlin, whom he had known since high school.
So this year we worked with Operation Finally Home to tell a few white lies to Drew Robleski and his wife, Caitlin. On the last day of the Wisconsin State Fair, they were honoring Wisconsin veterans. And so they were allowing them to attend the fair for free. And they had events throughout the day to honor veterans. And one particular event on the main stage, the Lieutenant Governor was going to be giving a speech thanking the veterans and also talking about Operation Finally Home coming to Wisconsin and the good work that it's doing across the country. And so they asked Drew and his wife to sort of just be available up on stage as an example of one of the couples who were interviewing to potentially receive a house.
We were just sitting there, literally just hanging out.
Yeah, and then David Bellman's like, okay, come on, you guys, let's go upstage. And we're like, okay, and we're just scurrying upstage. Like, why are we standing up here? I didn't.
Yeah, and then Tim took over to Mike from Molly. Tim was like, what do you guys think? They deserve a mortgage-free home? And then
we just lost it.
Yeah.
Tirelessly checked out.
I'm sorry, can I interrupt real quick?
What's up, Tim?
Well, you know, that's a great story, and I think there's a lot of people out here that really this resonates with. What do you guys think about Drew and Caitlin getting a mortgage-free home? Think that's a good idea?
I have never broken down like that in my life. I mean, we can joke about it now because I just reached for the closest person to me that there was, and it was Molly. And like, Kate looks back, she's like, you didn't even hug me first. It's like, I turned left and I hugged whoever was next to me.
The houses that we're building, there's 2 of them here, and they're about 1,700, 1,800 square feet. They're ranches. They're being built on 2 lots in the village of Jackson, Cranberry Creek, and they're walkout exposure, so a nice rear walkout slope. Basically, at this point in time, about 90% of all of the material and labor has been donated.
It literally has been like that like rockers, like stone or boulder that's been taken off your shoulders and chest, because now you kind of know like you can breathe a little bit better, because we've never owned a home, and now that we have this, like we feel more like solidified, like we can actually finally call someplace in like an actual home. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like I said, it's just probably the biggest sense of relief that I think I've ever felt in my life.
So also this year, we're building a house for Robert and Catherine Keitlinger. Now, we recently chose them as a recipient for this house that I'm standing in right now, but they don't know that they're receiving this house. They just believe that they're going through an interview process and they may potentially be chosen in the future. The cool thing that we've done for them is that we've set up a reveal for them at the Milwaukee Bucks game in a couple of weeks. And so they're going to go through the same process of they're going to go to the Bucks game as part of, as a guest of Operation Finally Home. And then they're going to go and walk out onto the court at like halftime. And they're going to have a short video on the Jumbotron that's going to talk about Operation Finally Home. And it's also going to have a little bit of the story of Robert Keitlinger and what he experienced in combat.
As we continue to thank veterans throughout Wisconsin, let us share with you information about U.S. Army Specialist Robert Keitlinger. Keitlinger deployed to Kuwait, Iraq, and Afghanistan. His primary injuries occurred while attempting to secure an area during a routine mission for an improvised explosive device, which went off and knocked Keitlinger unconscious. Keitlinger received numerous awards during his 10 years of commendable service, including a Purple Heart. He now attends Marquette University and lives in New Berlin with his wife Kimberly and their children Aaron, Juliana, and Elizabeth. U.S. Army Specialist Bo Keitlinger, thank you and your family for your service and dedication to protecting the freedom of all Americans.
These homes will also be used in the next chapter in Framing the American Dream, an initiative that started over 20 years ago with the idea that building two identical homes side by side would provide a good comparison of stick frame and structural building component framing methods. The data collected from these two homes will be used to support the many advantages of engineered and componentized framing, with the focus on reduced labor costs for installation. BCMC and Operation Finally Home would like to thank Mark Newman of Newman Companies for the donation of the two lots, and local home builders Tim O'Brien of Tim O'Brien Homes and David Bellman of Bellman Homes, who enthusiastically stepped forward to participate in the project. A project of this size would not be possible without the involvement of many. This includes architect J.J. Kennedy of Somerset Home Planning for the home's design, Bob Bauer of Esquire Carpentry Incorporated, and Tim Perrin of Perrin Carpentry Contractor Incorporated for providing framing labor. BCMC Build would not have been possible without the help of all the sponsors and volunteers.
Thank you, BCMC.